It's my UFC 106 predictions. Tito Ortiz versus Forrest Griffin 2. So let's run through the preliminary bouts first, and then head to the main card. So here we go. First one, George. I'm gonna chop this name up. Sotiropoulos versus Jason Dent. This is my 99.9% pick, which means I am 99.9% sure that the fighter I pick is gonna win, and that is George. The last name I can't pronounce. Sotiropoulos. I think he's gonna win by first round submission. So there you go. Brock Larson versus Brian Foster. Larson unanimous decision. Caol Uno versus Fabricio Camoes. Caol Uno second round submission. And then the Spike TV bouts. Starting off with Kendall Grove versus Rosholt. I got this as my upset pick. Kendall Grove second round submission. A lot of people think that my brother doesn't think it's an upset pick. A lot of my coworkers don't think it's an upset, but I think it is. Kendall Grove has been a little shaky. He looked good against Ricardo Almeida, but once again, I think Jake Rosholt coming off of submission victory over Chris Lieben is the favorite in this, and I don't really see another upset here in the card. So right there, my upset pick, Kendall Grove. And then the main event for the Spike TV bouts is Ben Saunders versus Marcus Davis. I originally picked Ben Saunders. He looked pretty good in the first round against Mike Swick, and then just got caught, Mike Swick being the better fighter in the second round. But then I looked at Marcus Davis. He's pissed off. I read the interview when he was on the radio a few days ago. He's still pissed off about the Hardy fight. He's angry. He wants to knock someone out, and I think Saunders is going to get the end of that. I think that's going to happen, so I picked Marcus Davis, second round TKO. Now we head up to the main card. First fight on the bout is supposed to be the Amir Sadollah versus Phil Baroni. The Amir Sadollah lost his debut fight against Johnny Hendricks, and it was pretty quick. A lot of people think it's a controversial stoppage. He looked pretty out to me, but I thought it was kind of an early stoppage too, so I kind of gave that to Amir. But we'll find out. Phil Baroni is up there in age, still fighting in MMA, but at the same time, Phil Baroni still hits hard. If he connects to Amir's chin, we were definitely going to find out if Amir's chin is for real or not. So, but with that said, I still pick an Amir Sadollah first round submission. The next one, due to the Carl fight getting canceled, who moves up to the main card, is Paulo Thiago versus Jacob Volkmann. I got Paulo Thiago, first round submission. Since his knockout of Koscheck, he's looked good. He looked good against John Fitch. I mean, I hate to say it, but John Fitch is a boring fighter, and Paulo kind of made that a little interesting. I got bored with it. I turned it off after the who in the fight. I know he was the last fight on the card. They're like, I forgot which one it was. I think it was the Lesnar-Mir one. No. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was Lesnar-Mir. But I thought it was boring. But Paulo Thiago is just all around good athlete. I think this is a debut for Jacob Volkmann, but he's going to lose in his debut. Paulo Thiago, first round submission. Next bout, the debut of Little Nog. Nogueira makes his debut versus Luis Kane. Luis Arthur Kane. A lot of people now just taking the Arthur out. I got Lil Nog by decision. I really don't see him stopping Kane. Kane did not look, he looked impressive against Cantwell, but Cantwell looked even, I think, impressive losing. He kind of made everyone look, okay, Kane isn't this, machine that's been running through people, and, Cantwell put a chink in that armor of Luis Kane there, and I think Nogueira is going to make it even worse. I think Nogueira is going to win this. I think he's going to keep it standing. I don't see it going on the ground, and I think he's going to win the stand-up battle. I think, personally, he's a better stand-up fighter than his bigger brother, but that's just me. The next fight is the co-main event, Josh Koscheck versus Anthony Rumble Johnson. I've been going back and forth on this fight, personally. I first chose Koscheck, and then I chose Johnson, and then back to Kos, and then it was just like, I don't know who to pick. And then I was like, the game plan for both of them, obviously it's two totally different ones, I think. I think Koscheck's plan should be take Anthony Johnson down and just ground and pound him. That would be the smart man's pick. I'm not crazy Bob Cook. I'm not this great MMA trainer, but that's, I think, common sense. You take Anthony Johnson, who's humongously huge at the 170 division, and take him down. So, and there's another story. Is Anthony Johnson going to make weight? He had a hard time making weight. Last fight against Yoshida, he said it was because of an injury. I think he came in at, 176? That's 6 pounds overweight. That's humongous. Hopefully he makes weight. He said he can do it. Let's see. But at the same time, I say Johnson has really good striking. And like Joe Rogan says all the time, even though a lot of anti-Joe Rogan fans are out there, every fight starts out standing. And plain and simple. We're going to find out what Anthony Johnson's, I think, takedown, defense is, and I think it's pretty good. We'll find out. But personally, I got Anthony Johnson, first round knockout. I think Koscheck's going to try to keep it standing just to see if he can stand there, and it's just going to be a big mistake. So we got to remember, Koscheck does not like to put his pride and ego to the side. He likes to flash it around, and likes to prove a point. And I don't think he's going to prove this point. I think he's going to try to stand up with him, which is a huge mistake, and he's going to get knocked out. Now the main event, Tito Ortiz versus Forrest Griffin. The first one was a controversial loss to Forrest Griffin. A lot of people thought Forrest won. I personally thought so too. I rewatched the fight. I still agree with myself. Forrest won that. But hey, you can't change the past. You can only have a second fight. The main event was supposed to be Shane Carwin, Brock Lesnar, but everyone knows Lesnar got hurt, is sick. So there you go. The past is the past. You only look towards the future, and the future is Forrest Griffin, Tito Ortiz. 2. And I got Forrest Griffin, unanimous decision. Tito Ortiz is up there in age. He said he was 60% in the first fight, and now he's 100%. I always hear from fighters that they're never 100% when they come into a fight. And let's get it straight here. Tito Ortiz has been in the game for a long period of time, and he has a lot of injuries. I personally don't think he's 100%. I think he's just saying that. Is he going to take Forrest down? I think so. But is Forrest going to get back up? Yes, I do. I think he's going to wall walk. I think he's going to get up, and he's going to stand up and try to bang again. But also, let's remember, he just lost an embarrassing loss to Anderson Silva. Yes, it was against Anderson Silva, but let's be honest, he ran out of the cage. I mean, that was like a paw, like a little cat paw there that knocked him out. Anderson Silva, yes, questionably pound for pound, but that was still an embarrassing loss. We're going to find out if Griffin's chin is taking a toll. I mean, all those standing in the pockets and banging, is it going to catch up to him? I think the only fight I've seen Forrest kind of stick and move was against Hector Ramirez, I think at UFC 71 in Ireland, and he found out it was a boring fight, and he didn't like that, so he went back to his style of just standing there and banging. And can Tito Ortiz knock him out? No. In the first fight, I think it was the first punch, he kind of caught him and kind of woke up Forrest, but that's just how Forrest fights. I think pretty soon it's going to catch up to Forrest, but right now I think he's going to beat Tito. Unanimous decision. So there you go. There's my card. I think this all around is going to be a great card. I think it's even better now that Carl's out, but that's just personally my opinion. And I think this is a much better card than 105 was, but that's a totally different video. So there it is. So just remember, if I talked way too fast, sorry, I talk fast. But all my picks will be over there in the little gray area box, and you can just look up that. So 106 this Saturday, Las Vegas. Tito Ortiz, Forrest Griffin 2. My pick is Forrest Griffin, unanimous decision. You guys have a great night. Adios.